Mr. Chairman and Commissioners, welcome to the Commission meeting this morning. This is Secretary of Transportation Tim Gatz. It is 11 a.m. this morning and we're ready to start our Commission meeting. The Transportation Commission meeting is being conducted via video teleconference, and the department will monitor the public access to the meeting very carefully. If the public access is lost or interrupted, the meeting will be stopped and not resumed until an audio connection is restored. Or if we lose a quorum of commissioners, the commission meeting will be stopped and not resumed until we reestablish a quorum. In such a circumstance, if the audio connection is not restored within 30 minutes, the meeting will be deemed adjourned at the time of the audio connection loss, and the meeting shall be reconvened at 1:30 p.m. on the same date identified in the originally scheduled meeting. If the audio connection cannot be restored at the time scheduled to reconvene the meeting, then the meeting shall be reconvened on the next business day at 9 a.m. and thereafter on the next business day at 9 a.m. until an audio connection is restored. This meeting will be electronically recorded and audio live streamed from 200 Northeast 21st Street, and it will be available for viewing upon the completion of the meeting. Mr. Chairman, with that, I would turn the meeting over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. I think most of you have your microphones on, so I'm not hearing any feedback. I normally would ask everybody to turn them off, but please keep your, I'm going to skip that line. Only members of the commission or present and the agenda will be recognized to speak. I'm going to skip all of that stuff and go down and have the secretary call the roll. We're all here. I see us on here. So Sherry, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Coburn.
Coburn, here.
Mr. Grimsley.
Grimsley here.
Mr. Frymiller.
Frymiller here.
Mr. Shannon.
Shannon here.
Mr. McCowan.
McCowan here.
Mr. Dyson.
Dyson here.
Mr. Alexander.
Alexander here.
Mr. LaForge. Mr. LaForge.
Steve, you're muted.
LaForge here. Sorry.
Mr. Peterson.
Peterson here.
At this time, Secretary Gatz, you're recognized for announcements and presentations.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, I've got a couple of announcements this morning. I wanted everybody to recognize that former Executive Director of the Department of Transportation and Secretary of Transportation, Mike Patterson, recently lost his father, Joe Patterson. He passed away on January the 27th at the age of 95. Mr. Patterson was a pilot, and a pilot is an understatement. He was an exceptional aviator across the course of his career, flew in World War II, subsequently spent a long career in the National Guard and in service both to the state of Oklahoma and this country. And he was the Department of Transportation's pilot until his retirement in 1985. Previously, again, serving in the Army Air Corps and then with the Oklahoma National Guard. So we wanted to take just a minute and recognize Joe Patterson and the loss and acknowledge his passing. Certainly our condolences to Secretary Patterson and his family. And we so appreciate the service that, again, his father rendered to the nation and to the state of Oklahoma, and will be indebted and grateful to him. So we wanted to acknowledge that this morning and appreciate the opportunity. So the other announcement this morning is the Pharaoh Award. As you may know, the Pharaoh Award is presented by the Association of Oklahoma General Contractors for the best bridge each year. And the Pharaoh Award this time was recognizing the Stillwater residency and the Cottonwood Creek in Guthrie. And that was a exceptional project for the Department of Transportation. That project was about an $18 million undertaking. Really a beautiful structure, well executed and well done by the contractor. We're very pleased to receive the Pharaoh Award for that structure. I wanted to recognize again the Stillwater residency and their efforts. And also, I believe we have Representative Gary Mize, who may be on the meeting call with us today, and also Senator Chuck Hall, who's in his district. I don't believe he is on the line with us today, but want to recognize those gentlemen for their support for transportation. Again, to have a true appreciation for this structure, you've got to have an understanding of the condition of the bridge that was there before. And only with the help of the legislature and their leadership are we able to accomplish transportation improvements such as this. So if Representative Mize is on the call, and I don't know if he is or not, we'd certainly invite him to make a comment if he might want to.
He's not on. I've got a big
Okay.
screen here that he's not on with us.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, he may not have been able to join us this morning, but again, congratulations to everyone that was involved in delivering this exceptional bridge structure, and certainly want to thank them for their efforts. With that, Mr. Chairman, that's all I've got for the time being.
Thank you. Item number 15 on today's program is approval of the Transportation Commission meeting December 7th, 2020. Do I have a motion for approval?
Peterson, I'll make a motion.
Do I have a second?
Second, Dyson.
Madam Secretary, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Coburn,
Coburn, yes.
Mr. Grimsley,
Grimsley, yes.
Mr. Frymiller,
Miller, yes.
Mr. Shannon,
Shannon, yes.
Mr. McCowen,
McCowen, yes.
Mr. Dyson,
Dyson, yes.
Mr. Alexander,
Alexander, yes.
Mr. LaForge,
Forge, yes.
Mr. Peterson.
Peterson, yes.
Thank you, Sherry. Item number, the consent docket contains items number 16, 17, and 18. These are items that were discussed in the committee meetings. If there's any commissioners that would like to pull an individual item out to discuss, he may do so. Otherwise, is there anyone that wants to discuss any of the items on the consent? Okay. Do I hear a motion for approval of the consent docket?
So moved by Shannon.
Do I hear a second?
Coburn, second.
Secretary, please call the roll.
Mr. Coburn,
Coburn, yes.
Mr. Grimsley,
Grimsley, yes.
Mr. Frymiller,
Miller, yes.
Mr. Shannon,
Shannon, yes.
Mr. McCowen,
John, yes.
Mr. Dyson,
Dyson, yes.
Mr. Alexander,
Alexander, yes.
Mr. LaForge,
LaForge, yes.
Mr. Peterson.
Peterson, yes.
Thank you. We'll go to item 19 on the engineering contracts. And Mr. Tigler, you're recognized to present item 19.
Thank you and good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, Mr. Gatz, Secretary Gatz. This is item 19, engineering contracts. This is Tim Tegler, Director of Engineering. I have 16 parts this morning. Part A is a statewide, all districts are on-demand traffic engineering with Freeze and Nichols, Kimley Horn and Associates, Lee Engineering, and Traffic Engineering Consultants for a total not to exceed amount of $1 million. Parts B through P are all projects that are in the current 8-year construction work plan. So Part B is Cherokee County and District 1 construction plans for State Highway 82. This is with CP&Y for $1,161,360. Part C is Muskogee County and District 1, construction plans for US 64B with Grossman and Keith Engineering Company for $548,910. Part D in Wagner County, construction plans for US 69 with HNTB Corporation for $637,499. Part E in Garvin County, District 3, construction plans for I-35 with MacArthur Associated Consultants for $554,505. Part F in Okfuskee County in District 3, construction plans for State Highway 84 with Tetra Tech for $452,910. Here a second, turn page. Part G in Garfield County in District 4, construction plans for State Highway 74 with Team Design for $773,125. Part H, Grant County in District 4, construction plans for US 60 with Atkins North America for $785,713. Part I, K County, construction plans for I-35 with Smith Roberts Baldischweiler for $2,142,970. Part J in Kingfisher County in District 4, construction plans for US 81 with Atkins North America for $429,600. Part K in Beckham County in District 5, construction plans for State Highway 6 with Team Design for $395,675. Part L, Alfalfa County in District 6, construction plans for US 64 with Team Design. This is also for $663,450. And Part M in Grady County in District 7, engineering and construction plans for State Highway 4 with CEC Corporation for $330,235. Part N, Stevens County, District 7. This is construction plans for US 81 with Freeze and Nichols for $248,245. Part O in Creek County, District 8. This is with Tetra Tech for $1,166,590. And finally, Part P is Ottawa County in District 8 with MacArthur Associated Consultants for $735,670. Approval is recommended, and I'll try to answer any questions if you gentlemen have any this morning.
You've heard the presentation. Do I have a motion for approval of item 19?
Motion Dyson.
Do I have a second? I need a second.
Brian Miller, second.
Secretary, please call the roll.
Mr. Coburn,
Coburn, yes.
Mr. Grimsley,
Grimsley, yes.
Mr. Frymiller,
Brian Miller, yes.
Mr. Shannon,
Shannon, yes.
Mr. McCowen,
McCowen, yes.
Mr. Dyson,
Dyson, yes.
Mr. Alexander,
Alexander, yes.
Mr. LaForge,
LaForge, yes.
Mr. Peterson.
Peterson, yes. Hey, while I still have Tim, are you still on?
Yes. Yes.
A question on the nature of the work being done in Creek County, in my divisions. So items O and P. Just take O. Construction plans. Are you rebuilding a roadway, or I was just more curious about the details of the project?
Yes, Part O is a widen and resurface project. So there are all the areas of expertise included in this, which means roadway, geotech, traffic, environmental, and the survey. So it's a all-inclusive type project.
But
So that's why
new surfaces and a widening.
Yes, so they're going to widen and then they're going to resurface the whole paved area. Yes.
Okay.
And then Part P is also a widen and resurface project as well. It's just a little shorter in length, but it also has roadway, geotech, traffic, and some environmental and some bridge involved. So
Right.
it is
Thank
also,
you.
again, a widen and resurface. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Tigley, you may continue with item number 20, engineering contracts.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Again, this is Tim Tegler, Director of Engineering. Item 20 are my engineering contract supplements. I have 5 parts this month. Part A is Cleveland County in District 3. This is our preliminary engineering for a corridor study on I-35 with EST for $215,658. Part B in Garvin County, District 3. This is preliminary engineering and final plans for State Highway 76 with CEC Corporation for $18,435. Part C in Grady County in District 7, preliminary engineering and final plans for US 81. This is with Triad Design Group, which is now renamed as Team, for $389,050. Part D in Delaware County in District 7, preliminary engineering and final plans for State Highway 116 with Craig and Keith Line. This is for $100,000. And finally, Part E in Tulsa County in District 8, preliminary engineering and final plans for US 75 over 81st Street South. This is with Benham Design for $111,000. Approval is recommended, and I'll try to answer any questions if you gentlemen have any this morning.
Tim, you said this is probably a meaningless nit, but on D, you said that was in District 7. I believe it's District 8.
I'm sorry, it's District 8. I apologize.
You've heard the presentation. Do I have a motion for approval?
Peterson, motion to approve.
Second by
Second.
Shannon.
Any discussion? Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Mr. Coburn,
Coburn, yes.
Mr. Grimsley,
Grimsley, yes.
Mr. Frymiller,
Miller, yes.
Mr. Shannon,
Shannon, yes.
Mr. McCowen,
McCowen, yes.
Mr. Dyson,
Dyson, yes.
Mr. Alexander,
Alexander, yes.
Mr. LaForge,
LaForge, yes.
Mr. Peterson.
Peterson, yes.
Thank
Item
you.
number 21 is change orders with cumulative total of less than 75,000. Mr. Leonard, you may present those.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members of the commission, Mr. Secretary, this is John Leonard, ODOT State Construction Engineer. I'm presenting item number 21, parts A through EE. These are change orders on projects which have a cumulative total of change orders of $75,000 or less. This item is presented for your information only and no action is necessary, but I'd be glad to answer any questions.
Are there any questions of Mr. Leonard? Then you may move to the change orders greater than item number 22 with change orders with a cumulative total greater than 75,000.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is John Leonard again, State Construction Engineer. I'm presenting item number 22, parts A through CC. These are change orders on projects which have a cumulative total of change orders greater than $75,000. Your approval is recommended, and I'd be glad to answer any questions.
Any questions from anyone on item number 21? Do I hear a motion for approval?
Move for approval, Coburn.
Second,
I said 21, it was 22, excuse me. Do I hear a second?
LaForge, second.
Alexander.
Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Mr. Coburn,
Coburn, yes.
Mr. Grimsley,
Grimsley, yes.
Mr. Frymiller,
Miller, yes.
Mr. Shannon,
Shannon, yes.
Mr. McCowen,
McCowen, yes.
Mr. Dyson,
Dyson, yes.
Mr. Alexander,
Alexander, yes.
Mr. LaForge,
LaForge, yes.
Mr. Peterson.
Peterson, yes. And again, I'm sorry to be maybe persnickety, but Gene, you said this was item number 21. It's item 22.
I corrected that though.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me.
I did say 21 and I corrected it.
Excuse me.
Item number 23, the proposed bid openings by Mr. Hackney. You're recognized to present those.
Robert Hackney, Comptroller Division, Project Funding Manager. Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Item 23, proposed bid openings consists of the final April 2021, the tentative May 2021, and the tentative June 2021 bid openings. The department recommends approval.
Do I hear, are there any questions or discussion? Do I hear a motion for approval?
So move.
Second,
Second, Dyson.
Madam Secretary, will you please call the roll?
Mr. Coburn,
Coburn, yes.
Mr. Grimsley,
Grimsley, yes.
Mr. Frymiller,
Miller, yes.
Mr. Shannon,
Shannon, yes.
Mr. McCowen,
I'm a count yes.
Mr. Dyson,
Dyson, yes.
Mr. Alexander,
Alexander, yes.
Mr. LaForge,
LaForge, yes.
Mr. Peterson.
Peterson, yes.
Tim, before we go into item number 24, is one of these amendments, does it change the overruns from $75,000 to $150,000? Is that permitted in this? We had discussed that it would be coming forward.
Mr. Chairman, the approval of the item that allowed for us to increase the change order amount is already in place.
Okay.
We have not triggered that to this point. And again, we would not do so without further pretty extensive discussion with the commission about whether or not we were ready to do that. Tara, correct me, but I believe that's an accurate statement, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. There's one of those that I thought might be that one. Okay. At this time, Ms. Moore, you can present item number 24.
Thank you. Chairman, Commissioners, this is Tara Moore presenting agenda item 24. As you are aware, Executive Order 2020-03 prompted the department to conduct a comprehensive review of our administrative rules. The following is a high-level overview of the proposed amendments to rules that need to be brought into compliance with either department practice or statute. Part A brings the rule into compliance with the previously amended rule, Chapter 1, Subchapter 5, Section 1, which, Chairman, this is in regards to the supplemental agreements. We previously changed it. This rule also has to be brought up. Part B brings the rule into compliance with statute, allowing engineer estimates to be a matter of public record. Part C brings the rule into compliance with statute that has been revoked and the department is no longer involved in the administering of these funds. Part D brings the rule into compliance with current department practice, as funds are not accumulated for specific projects or designated period of time, as it would slow project delivery. Part E brings the rule into compliance with statute, which changes the dedication and commendation proposal requirement, date of death, to no less than 3 years, which was previously no less than 5 years. Part F brings the rule into compliance with statute and will assist the department in selling surplus properties that have been on the market for an extended period of time. Part G allows statute and the manual on uniform traffic control devices to govern the posting of minimum speeds on highways. Part H is simply to clean up language and references. And Part I brings the rule into compliance with statute and Senate Bill 1322, which recently increased the tax credit for Class 2 and 3 railroads from $1,500 to $5,000 per mile, which expands the projects that could be used for the tax credit. The department is requesting approval and adoption of these amendments to then be submitted to the governor and legislature for further approval. I would be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Are there any questions? Do I hear a motion for approval?
Motion by Grimsley.
Do I hear a second?
Second, Alexander.
Thanks. Secretary, please call the roll.
Mr. Coburn,
Coburn, yes.
Mr. Grimsley,
Grimsley, yes.
Mr. Frymiller,
Miller, yes.
Mr. Shannon,
Shannon, yes.
Mr. McCowen,
McCown, yes.
Mr. Dyson,
Dyson, yes.
Mr. Alexander,
Alexander, yes.
Mr. LaForge,
Forge, yes.
Mr. Peterson.
Peterson, yes.
Thank you. Item number 25 is the awards. Mr. Dels, you're recognized to present.
Good morning, Commissioners. Mr. Chairman, this is Anthony Dels, Office Engineer. Item 25 are our recommendations from the January 21st bid opening. It is recommended that the following items from that bid opening referred to by call order be awarded. That's call orders 100, 105, 110, 112, 115, 120, 125, 130, 135, 145, 155, 160, 165, 170, 185, 190, 195, 200, 205, 210, 215, 220, 225, 230, 235, 240, 245, 250, 255, 265, 270, 275, 280, base bid only, 285, and 300. This includes our recommendations for award, and your approval is requested.
You've heard the presentation. Do I hear a motion for approval? Item 25.
So move, Shannon.
Coburn second.
Second. Bob, did you say second?
Yes.
Any discussion? All, will you call the roll, please?
Mr. Coburn,
Coburn, yes.
Mr. Grimsley,
Grimsley, yes.
Mr. Frymiller,
Frymiller, yes.
Mr. Shannon,
Shannon, yes.
Mr. McCowen,
McCowen, yes.
Mr. Dyson,
Dyson, yes.
Mr. Alexander,
Alexander, yes.
Mr. LaForge,
Forge, yes.
Mr. Peterson.
Peterson, yes.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you. Item number 26, the director's report by Secretary Gatz.
Mr. Chairman, out of an abundance of caution, my report is informational in nature. So if you don't mind, you may want to go ahead and accept an adjournment motion here so we can officially conclude the meeting, and then I'll deliver my director's report in case we lose connectivity.
Okay, thank you. Do I hear a motion for adjournment?
So
Peterson,
move.
so moved.
Second.
Or I'll second TW.
All in favor, Madam Secretary, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Coburn. Mr. Coburn. Mr. Grimsley,
Grimsley, yes.
Mr. Frymiller,
Frymiller, yes.
Mr. Shannon,
Shannon, yes.
Mr. McCowen,
McCowen, yes.
Mr. Dyson,
Dyson, yes.
Mr. Alexander,
Alexander, yes.
Mr. LaForge,
Forge, yes.
Mr. Peterson.
Peterson, yes. Coburn was a yes, I was muted.
Sherry, do you want to read the
Yeah,
blueprint there that I'd like, that you want to report this meeting officially completed?
I'd like to report that ODOT has been monitoring the public video and audio connection through this meeting, and it's been reported to me that the public video and audio connection has been maintained.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Secretary Gatz, you want to close it out?
Yes, sir. I appreciate the opportunity very much. And commissioners, very much appreciate your patience with us as we've dealt with rescheduling issues and inclement weather conditions. I would offer that for the foreseeable future, we will stay in a virtual format and with the next commission meeting in March. And then we'll play it month to month after that.
Will you quote the time right now that we concluded?
Sure, it was 11:29 conclusion.
We're officially adjourned, and now we'll take your report.
Okay. Again, a little bit of inclement weather, of a little bit of a historic nature. I would tell you that we've had crews out in all 77 counties. That's a rare occurrence. Normally, these types of winter storms are a little bit regional in nature, and we don't have everybody out all at the same time, but this one we have. We are fully prepared for what may transpire over this afternoon, evening, and into tomorrow. We've got plenty of salt and sand supplies, and Our equipment is ready to go. We've got 1,500 workers and about 700 pieces of equipment across the state between the Department of Transportation and the Turnpike Authority that will engage and are engaged and have been engaged. So the folks have been working really hard over, for all practical purposes, about the last 10 days. In addition, our third-party construction contractors have agreed and have helped make sure that we are taking care of the highways to the best of our abilities. So again, we've engaged some of our partners in transportation, our construction contractors and others to help out. They've been really, really important during this extended storm and some challenging conditions that we've experienced. We will stay on the job pretty much around the clock until we've got all the highways dry and clear after the coming storm. Ask the public for their patience. Every weather event's a little bit different. This one is one of the most significant events that I've seen. It's been hard on our equipment, hard on our people. And man, I just really want to give a shout out to all of the folks that have really worked so hard to keep the highways in as good a condition as we've been able to keep them. And again, every storm's a little bit different. This one with the brutally cold temperatures has been especially challenging because we did a little bit of a start-stop last week, got the highways treated and cleared after some inclement weather. And that's had a little bit of a residual effect and has actually caused some of the snow that we received over the weekend to adhere a little bit tighter to the pavement. But we're working on that. Still ask the traveling public to exercise an abundance of caution as they travel around the state and try to limit their travel still, especially into what we're going to experience this afternoon and into Wednesday. So since the 8th, as you might imagine, the department has conducted over 50 interviews with Oklahoma news media, and we put out about 40 traffic advisories. So our media and public relations folks have stayed engaged with our field personnel to make sure we were keeping the media outlets up to speed with what's going on. I want to extend our deepest thank you and appreciation to the media outlets because they have done an exceptional job of keeping the public informed about the conditions that are out there on the highway system. So we thank them for that. And again, I don't know what we'd do without their partnership in making sure the public is as informed about the current conditions as they can be. Our road conditions app has seen off the chart usage, okroads.org, and the Drive Oklahoma mobile app. That has got a tremendous amount of information on road conditions, and certainly encourage everybody to check that if they are planning on traveling to become aware of any of the circumstances that are out there. Our snowplow cameras are extremely popular, and that's another tool in the toolbox to help advise the traveling public of what the conditions are like. As this next storm comes in, we would ask the traveling public to be patient with us. As it ends, it's going to take us a while to get it clear. And again, if you've traveled around much, especially where we've got barrier walls, there are certainly drifts and piles of snow along those barrier walls. As temperatures rise and those drifts and snow piles begin to melt, we'll experience refreeze. So again, we want the public to be extremely cautious, and it's going to take us a little bit to get the residual of the storm that we had over the weekend and the coming storm cleaned up. So again, we ask for their continued patience. We've talked a little bit about the direct transportation dollars that resulted from COVID relief in the federal funding program. Those dollars are in the accounts at the Department of Transportation. And again, we've talked a little bit about the sub-allocations of those funds. Again, 152 or 154 million in total. The sub-allocations are primarily to the Tulsa and Oklahoma City metropolitan areas. And the department has sub-allocated, and we are providing some revenues to our transit providers. We are also working with the county commissioners, and we're going to try to allow them to share in some of those COVID relief dollars. And then we also are going to put some of those monies into our asset preservation program. I can't emphasize enough the impact that 2 weeks worth of freezing weather conditions are going to have on our pavement structures for the springtime. It's going to be very difficult. So again, we'll invest some of those dollars in asset preservation, and then we will put some of those dollars back into the 8-year construction work plan to help us accelerate some of the projects that were budgetarily impacted over the course of the last fiscal year. The state of the state in the FY22 state budget, I would ask that you recognize that in the governor's executive budget, he proposed to fully restore the state transportation fund to its statutory allocation. As you may recall from some of our discussions, the state transportation fund has been taken down over the recent fiscal years, and this most recent state fiscal year 21, our full statutory allocation of motor fuel tax would have been 206 million by the adjusted estimate, and what we received was about 170 million in the budget. So again, that was very positive news. We obviously have the currently scheduled $180 million takedown that is in the roads fund for state fiscal year 2022. We are going to work diligently with the legislature and with the governor to try to identify some potential solutions to address that $180 million takedown. That could come in the form of responsible bonding, or maybe even a TIFIA loan, as we've discussed some from the federal government. But there are other options that'll be discussed. So again, we're going to work very closely with the legislature and try to make sure that we exhaust every opportunity to address that $180 million scheduled takedown for fiscal year 2022. The contract this morning for the new port of entry in Bryan County on US 69. We very much appreciate your consideration and award of that contract. That is the port of entry in Bryan County, just on the Oklahoma side of the Red River. That is going to be extremely important in us managing the truck traffic on Highway 69, which Highway 69 carries an exceptional amount of traffic, but an exceptionally high percentage of truck traffic across the country. So that port of entry is important in both protecting our infrastructure and the safety of the traveling public by having an opportunity to inspect trucks and make sure that their manifests are proper and that their driver records are up to speed. So again, important facility. We will be glad to have that facility constructed, and it also includes a virtual weigh station for the southbound lanes. So again, excited about having another one of those come online. State Highway 28, the Pensacola Dam project between Disney and Langley, was reopened on January 31st, more than a month ahead of schedule. The next closure phase will start in late March allowing for a scheduled community event at the dam location to proceed and take place. The ODOT project is again in partnership with the Grand River Dam Authority and is addressing a facility that is actually part of that dam and the overflow that was in desperate need of some deferred maintenance. So we're glad to have that one, the first phase of it, behind us, and look forward to getting after the next phase and getting it completed also ahead of schedule if everything goes as planned. Just for the commission's information, the Kickapoo Turnpike in eastern Oklahoma County, the south segment of that from US 62 extending south to Interstate 40 is now open. So that full length between I-44 and Interstate 40 is open and passable. The south section from US 62 or 23rd Street South is still a project under construction. So it's one lane and has a reduced speed limit, but that extremely important connection between the two interstates is open. That facility, with the severe accident that we had on the Turner Turnpike the other day, became an alternate route that really worked well because we had the Turner closed for a little bit. So again, I think that's a real game changer project for being able to move traffic around the Oklahoma City metropolitan area, and the Turnpike Authority is excited to have it open. It's experiencing higher traffic volumes than we had anticipated this early. And again, that project is significantly ahead of schedule, 6 to 9 months ahead of schedule. So again, pleased to get that one open. We will finish it up this spring and be glad to have that thing buttoned up. Call the commission's attention to the fact that the McClellan-Kerr Arkansas River Navigation System is celebrating its 50th anniversary this year. M. Carnes in eastern Oklahoma was opened in 1971. 50th anniversary kickoff is going to be February the 19th, and we are working in conjunction with the Arkansas Waterway Commission and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, along with our partner port authorities and port operators, to put together an extended celebration where we recognize the significance of the McClellan-Kerr and its importance to Oklahoma. So big deal that the port now turns 50. We have kicked off our driver safety and education awareness effort. You may have seen some of the advertisements a bit. The department, the Turnpike Authority, and along with some of our other safety partners are undertaking a year-long education and awareness effort. And we've called it Make Safety Stick, Everybody Click. You gentlemen have heard me get on my safety belt soapbox numerous times, and that's part of this. But we are doing a year-long campaign that's focused on things that are even beyond that. Our goal is to educate drivers and encourage behaviors that reduce crashes, save lives, including seatbelt use, attentive driving, proper merging. Throughout February, we're highlighting engineering innovations that improve traffic safety, like new intersection and interchange designs. This month's messaging is well timed, as the last week in February is National Engineers Week, and a great time to recognize the engineering profession at ODOT and the folks who dedicate their lives to making our transportation system safer and more efficient, along with certainly our engineering partners and construction partners in the private sector. Again, I'd emphasize in closing how much we appreciate the dedication of our workforce and their efforts out there on the front lines, the boots on the ground folks and everybody that works behind the scenes to keep the public safe and keep the highways passable during what's been some extremely challenging conditions here over the last 9 or 10 days. I feel like I say it over and over and over again, and we're all, we use that unprecedented word, it seems like, very often lately. But here we are with a 1,000-year flood and now an unprecedented cold and weather event. And again, our folks have just done an exceptional job taking care of business. As you might imagine, everybody from the guys in the trucks to the support staff to the mechanics, and I want to tell you that cold weather conditions are exceptionally hard on equipment, and having to work on a snowplow or a truck that comes in covered in ice, wet, dirty. Our mechanics have just done a fantastic job of keeping that equipment operating. And again, I can't thank them enough. So really want to give a huge shout out to those folks and everything that they do for Oklahoma. Again, commissioners, looking at another virtual meeting for March. We'll regroup after that, talk a little bit about what opportunities there might be to go back to more of a conventional format, but for the time being, we're going to stay with virtual. And with that, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners, I would be happy to answer any questions that you gentlemen might have of me.
Tim, Commissioner, or excuse me, Mr. Secretary, have your mechanics, speaking of mechanics, had any COVID spreading because they're often working close together? Just curious if you've been impacted that way.
We're always experiencing some level of COVID concern with the virus, Commissioner. We haven't had anything direct, at least under this storm. But, I think if you look at our trend, it's been pretty amazing how our workforce pretty much mirrors the trend of the state. And we're trending down right now. We've seen our case numbers come down a little bit. So we're pretty excited about that as Oklahoma has managed our way through this, the spike that we saw coming out of the holidays. But thus far, I'm not aware of anything that we've experienced attributed to the storm, but I know we have experienced some, whether work related or not, we've experienced, again, a number of cases in the ranks. So,
Mr. Secretary, I'd like to see us give a shout of appreciation to James Grimsley for what he's doing in the drone industry, keeping Oklahoma on the cutting edge. That's one of the fastest growing major businesses in the United States today.
I would agree wholeheartedly with that, Mr. Chairman. Commissioner Grimsley has been instrumental, along with the Choctaw Nation, in really bringing a focus on the unmanned aerial systems to Oklahoma. I couldn't be more appreciative and more excited. And I would tell you, and I think certainly offer the opportunity for Commissioner Grimsley to add to this, but Oklahoma's future as a leader in this area is really, really bright. I think, the Choctaw Nation got us out of the starting blocks quickly, and we've only are going to experience further growth and really exciting times for the state. So, Commissioner Grimsley?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Secretary and Mr. Chairman. Yeah, we're very excited too. I think Oklahoma is well positioned. The changes that we're going to see are going to be happening pretty quickly. And, we're forecasting that this decade is going to be remarkable. And Mr. Secretary has already been working with the AV Steering Committee, and there's some exciting work there. But we have a lot of common problems between the ground, the changes with electric propulsion, electric vehicles, as well as electrification of flight. We have a lot of common challenges, but we're starting to merge and think across those boundaries now in Oklahoma. And I think we're actually one of the first states really to do that, to start to think more holistically. And I think it's going to set us ahead. This will mean jobs and opportunity for the next 30, 40, 50 years. So that's something that we're all really excited about. But thank you for the recognition, and the most exciting times are still ahead. I'm just happy that we're moving in that direction too. Thank you.
Any other comments or questions before we disband? Tim, thank you for all that you put in. James, thank you. I was gonna set a record and get us out of here on record time today. We had a lot to cover, though. It's been a good meeting. See you guys next month.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Stay safe. Thank
everybody.
you. Bye-bye.
Be safe.